That's what a book map.
Is there a minimum volume you look for 1 minute open range candle? I think more than the minimum volume for me is the order flow. So one of the reasons that I really like trading Tesla or Nvidia is just the order flow is really nice. So even if the volume is low, but the order flow is very uniform and it just keeps going, like the time and sells, I think it's very, very, very desirable. Like and also so the order flow depends also on the price and also the total volume as well. So something like a smaller share size price stocks, they actually get a much better order flow because people would obviously buy more shares on them. For the capital that goes in there, you have to calculate them. When you calculate it, so there are more orders. My win loss, I think, Ahmed. I mean, you know better my account better than myself, Ahmed. You always keep an eye on that. But let's take a look at it today. So AMD, there was 2 trades, so I came down profitable, so 50%. Delta was 1 trade, so 3 trades. Fobo was 2 trades, 1 loss, 50% again. Like IonQ was 1 trade loss, so now 50%. My accuracy is mostly 50%, my win-loss ratio. Well, what you want to do is you want to keep, so again, as you see, you can actually see my trades here. You know, I'm sharing in my screen. So AMD was 2 trades, Delta was 1 trade, Fubo was 2 trade, IonQ was 1 trade, thanks to Brian. Tesla was also 2 trades. So in total, 3, 5, 6, 8 trades. And half of them were loss, half of them were profit. So 50%, that's what you need, 50%. But what you need is risk management. So, and then, or proper adding or, trade management on that. That's what you actually make it really, really proud. We published research paper on that, on the opening range breakout with Carlo. The accuracy was only 25%. But when you actually let the winners run, then you become very profitable.
All right. Well, that was a pretty decent trade on Tesla. Or Nvidia, I should say, what I'm talking about.
So when I started trading, I never had any money in my life. So I started trading when I actually came out of PhD, UBC, and then I started having like some paycheck. So I don't remember how old was it. I think I was 31. So my salary was always, I was living paycheck to paycheck when I was at UBC. And then I think it was I was 31, and then my salary became after tax became like $4,000 a month. So every 2 weeks, there's $2,000 a month. And then our rent was $2,000. So my ex-wife and I just each of them were depositing $2,000 for our expenses, and $2,000 goes into the account for trading. And that was the moment that I started trading. That's what I just coincide with the time that I met Brian, and then that was the first time that I had $4,000 in my account that I didn't know what to do with it after 3 months. And then I asked Brian what to do, and then Brian told me go buy Baba, and then I lost everything on Baba, and later LABU. So, but that was around the time. But I got hooked up. I mean, the moment that I started trading on that money, and this, I can do that. I can make $50 by just a click. I got really hooked up. I knew that, damn, I want to do this. I love it. So
got you addicted.
Yeah, so that was the moments that I got hooked up on trading. And at the beginning, like like even not at the beginning, all the way up to 4 or 5 years after, people who followed my journey for a long time was like very small trading, like $50, $100, $200. And we had my cat, some still traders that remember that time. After pandemic, my account got bigger. I went to $1 million account and then just made a lot of money after pandemic. And then the days like $40,000, $50,000 is actually pretty recent because now my account size is much bigger. And it's funny because the fundamentals of trading hasn't changed for me. Even though my account size has gone up bigger, the fundamentals that I'm trading, the levels and everything that takes, that hasn't changed. And that's, I think, is a good thing to keep it simple, don't change it too much. And it seems that something working for me. There are lessons that I learned, like for example, you can have pivot points, or you don't mess around with the leverage products too much. But generally, the fundamentals of my trading is still the same. Over the years, what I learned is actually you can actually, the concept of the trade book is something that the strategy, but do you have a trade book on it? That's a little bit different. I think Earl has been trading longer. I don't know, Brian, you can talk about his profit and loss in the story. And I think Brian is like human, like all of us. He has done mistakes. I think he has also an account that he's back holding some of these penny stocks and stuff. You remember that he told me. So
Sure. I've had some losses. Can talk about.
do you remember that you told me that you had an account like $50,000, one of these penny stock garbage stuff that you were stuck in it? Do you still have it, or you sold it?
No, I sold it. It was a pot stock, actually. It was during the pot mania. I was up a lot on it, and I didn't. I broke two rules. I should have taken some profits, and I didn't because I thought, talked myself into the idea it was going to go higher. And then when it started to slowly sell off, I I didn't honor my stop, and so I ended up losing a fair amount of money on that one, 30 or 40,000.
That was $40,000 loss on it.
Yeah.
What was the ticker? What was the ticker?
What was the ticker? Let me think. What was it? It's still trading. It's trading around. It's trading around 8 cents now.
Was it VEED, or what was it called? Oh shit! Tesla's coming back to my. I'm gonna get out of Tesla, guys. By the way, I covered all of my Tesla short. Tilray. No, I think it was this TSXV. I think it was a Toronto. Dude, if I lose that much money in stock, I would never forget.
It was a venture. It was a venture exchange stock. Yeah, Toronto Venture.
Yeah, pot stocks. I remember pot stocks like CGC.
Yeah.
I remember that CGC, we were trading it back in, was it 2018? Wow, man, $500. Yeah, we were not trading it at $500. This one did the reverse split, but Pot Mania was beautiful. Like Tilray, CGC. How many of you are remembering those times? Swamp, you remember that, huh? How many of you survived it from 2017, 18 to here? Like, who remembers that? CGC, Tilray. Oh man, it was such a great time. Good old days.
The good old days. Yeah.
The fundamentals are still the same. Like this quantum mania, AI mania, crypto. Like crypto is not a mania anymore, but these sectors that it gets crazy. Like the recent one that I think it was quantum. Like all these. Like, do you see these whips, and it happens all the time. These pockets of volatility goes from sector to sector. Yeah, that was good old times. Tilray was another one. Tilray. Still trading Tilray? It's down 10% today.
It was Willow. It was Willow Biosciences. That's what it was.
Video bites. What was the ticker? You know that?
Um, I'm trying to forget.
Brian went to interrupt you for
That
that.
was so
It's just
stupid.
Vido,
But I've had
Vido.
some, I've had some great trades too. When gold stocks, this was like years ago, all the gold stocks took off with Bre-X, and I made some great money. I bought some stocks at 20 cents, and they went to $20. But
Yeah, this one is WLLW.to. So this is this is the
oh, Willow,
was it
yeah,
this one? Yeah,
WLLW.
Vido Biosciences, huh? Yeah.
I bought it under $1, and it was at 240. I remember at one point, and I thought maybe I should sell some. I thought no, it's going to go to 4. Rigetti is some of these quantum stocks are, look at this, IONQ, Rigetti all popping up here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All
Now the
yeah.
market got strength. It's just bouncing back again. These Rigettis and this the stock mania, they're all like moving with the market, but on asteroid. Like look at that Rigetti from the 8 to the 10.6 is crazy. Tesla came. I'm all out of Tesla, guys. So I have no position, but Tesla came out of to break even point. What did AMD do? AMD, oh, piece of garbage, bounce back. Yeah, trades
I've got it.
IONQ.
If anybody likes penny stocks, I've got another one for you. And I a full disclosure, I'm in it right now from about 15 cents. It's called Hydrograph Clean Power. It's
Hydrocarbon.
graphene. They make it's a Toronto Venture Exchange stock. They make they have a process to make graphene. So it's at 24.5 cents right now, but I think it's going to move up, obviously. So this could
What
be
is
another.
the what's the name of the
It's on
company?
Toronto. Hydrograph
Yeah, well, Hydrograph.
Clean Power
That's the
HG.
yeah.
Again, penny stock
Hydrograph.
guys, and I'm in right now at a much lower price.
Well, we never pumped penny stocks in this community, but
No,
it's
but
first time for everything. Uh,
take a flyer.
oh, they're Vancouver based.
Yeah,
Eleven
I
ninety
think
nine.
graphene. Hmm?
Eleven ninety
I think
nine. Just
graphene
across
is
the
going to
street.
be
Oh,
a.
I didn't even mind.
I think graphene's going to be a. It's going to be more in the news as a company that's as a product that's it's got a lot of uses, and it's like it can be put in plastics. It can be put in. I think it's good in the electronics industry. Improves performance. Look at Tesla's coming back up here. That's why I like it. I just like the story, graphene story.
What's your average? Like it's not 24 cents, huh?
I'm in it. Some of it I'm in at like 12 cents, and the other and some more I'm in at 17. So probably my average is somewhere around 15, 14 or 15.
Nice, super
Again,
nice.
I make no full disclosure, highly risky. They just did a
Yeah.
they did a financing, and actually the stock didn't drop, which I was shocked at. I thought it would drop a bit. Usually when the companies do financings, they're at a price that's below the market, and they didn't drop, didn't really react. So All right. Well, we got the back to the VWAP on the SPY, and it's kind of rejecting there right now. Went through the VWAP on the Qs. Nvidia's come back nicely today.
It was nice. That was a really nice bounce in the market. That was the moment that I said I need to buy something. I should have gone on
Yeah.
something all in.
I should have just shouldn't have traded AMD because it's been such a dog. Should have just stuck with
Nvidia, yeah.
I should have just stuck with Nvidia because it's a darling. I'm still holding a little bit here. It's
Nvidia
still
is
going
amazing.
up. Yeah, it's still going up.
Walgreen, what's the ticker on Walgreen?
WAL.
WAL?
L. Yeah, I think so. Oh,
No, that's Western
WBA.
Alliance.
Sorry.
WBA, yeah.
Yeah.
WBA.
WBA, that's right. Walgreens Boots.
Walgreen. This has been destroying in the last year. The retail has been under a lot of pressure.
What's your buddy Lulu doing?
Lululemon. Lulu is my favorite brand. Not
Yeah,
doing
it's good
great.
for Lulu.
Did after earning popped up, but it's not
Yeah, it
really
had
active.
a good earnings report in early December. So it's come on well off its lows. Lows were around 250, 230.
So
Now
what
it's
did they
trading
trade?
almost 400. Wow.
So let's see what did I trade today? I traded pretty much actually a lot of things. So
You could trade. You could sell 400 calls on Tesla.
today, how much are we gonna get?
Yeah. $1.50, $1.45.
Selling calls
Problem is,
400.
problem is,
Good.
if I don't think the market's going to bounce back, but right now we've rejected the SPY on the SPY.
Definitely doesn't seem like it is. And then how can we protect it? If you buy that one, then we protect ourselves at 4.5. What do you think about Brian? For 4.750 with 50 cents.
I think we wait till it gets back to maybe if it gets back to previous day close. Well,
Right, so now the question is, jump just made 7% Snap. Snap was hitting his scanner. Is it because of the TikTok
Hmm.
ban? Because the Supreme Court is now
Yeah.
hearing it right now.
I think it's it goes to the Supreme Court today. See if they're gonna. Did they? Is it a decision whether to hear the case, or is it? I can't remember. Is it a
No,
decision
I think they
to?
agreed to hear it. The question is
Okay.
actually,
Are
the
they going to
question is
give any
actually they,
extension?
yeah, to
Yeah, are they
that.
going to put it? Yeah.
So that is Meta up because Meta also benefits from this. Even Meta is kind of up, yeah, considering the market is that. What about the Reddit RDDT? That one is down. BDA
Do you
is such a great company.
do you feel sorry for the all the TikTok influencers that are gonna lose
Not
their?
really. I
They
mean,
still
no, not
no, they have
really. I mean,
reels.
they can move to different platforms. Like, I never really
Yeah.
understood that. How come everything is banned in China, but we have to just deal through this?
Yeah.
Although TikTok, I mean, to some extent, it's American company. There's a lot of jobs in there that they have and stuff, but the fundamentals of having social media in a foreign controlled company, it's just never really made
Yeah.
sense to me. But again, this wokeism is sometimes. Oh, there you go. Something happened on NVIDIA.
Yeah. Like we got a big pop in the Qs and the SPY.
What was that?
Wow. Yeah, that was a weird print.
Yeah, it was a weird print on NVIDIA. Yeah. So yeah, again, the whole idea is that allowing it, kind of an enemy system
Foreign.
somehow holding so much of power over your
Yeah.
youth generation, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Uh,
No. Especially the Chinese haven't been are just like, what are they doing? They're cutting they're cutting communication channels in undersea communication lines. It's unbelievable.
Something weird is happening in the market. Like NVIDIA, that pop was amazing. That was kind of weird.
Hmm.
Something is weird is happening, Brian. It's happening. Well, Brian, I'm happy that we didn't do Tesla calls at 410, 400.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what I said. I think it looks. Should probably wait.
Market is picking up steam.
Hmm.
Look at that. Qs are ripping and SPY is ripping.
Yeah,
Should we
look
buy
at
some
this.
SPXL maybe? What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I don't know. I think. Yeah, look, I'm looking at SPX options.
EQ. Catalina, no, those week doesn't impact. Not necessarily that those weeks are generated by algos. So the way that the trading platforms work is they are moving everything that goes into the time and sells. They're bringing it into the chart. Okay, so every transaction is going to happen. So, and if you have one transaction that happens at 75.50, for example, in the TQQ, then that line has to come down here and go back up. Even though there is no other transaction happening between 77 to 75, that line has to come because it has to just continuously collect these points. So now you want to ask a question that, okay, how was the transaction is happening at 75.50 when the price is 77, and what happens to all of this liquidity? Those are what we call them block trade, which essentially what happens is somebody sells in a direct, in Wall Street. I don't know, probably you've seen it in the movies. Hey, I got this one. It's on your screen. The guys see on screen, and then transactions happens. This still has to report, but it doesn't go through the normal liquidity of the market. And usually they're big volumes. Usually very very big volumes. I think it happens on Tesla as well. So the direct. So you could see volume like 400,000 pairs. So I mean, they're allowed to actually call them and say, "Hey, I have this at 377.37. You want it to say, okay, it's filled." They fill it. You've seen these movies. I don't know, margin call and stuff. So, and then it has to go through the time and cells, but it really eventually make that wicked in there. If this stocks is less liquid, that happened to me before, like a penny stocks and stuff. There could be manipulation, but for something like Tesla and Nvidia, when the liquidity is just infinity, then these kind of things are.
So that was it for the rally, apparently.
You know,
or maybe not.
Constellation Energy is up 25%. This one was on the news in Bloomberg. I don't remember what exactly these guys are doing. I think they're in the talk of a merge.
Yeah. More selling here. Might get a bounce. Tesla pulling back.
Then maybe we should have sold 400 calls.
Yeah, maybe.
The problem with the options, naked options trading is that, guys, like, it's my risk. It's very dangerous for me. Like, I've lost more on these trading options and selling calls and stuff. It's just I haven't learned the risk management on them properly. These naked calls and options, and in day trading, I'm pretty good because I can manage my risk. But when I'm selling like these 400 calls, I don't know where to get out and that kind of thing. And the volatile nature of these options is super dangerous. It's like a drug addict that I know. Oh, damn, I know. I'm getting to them.
So what do we talk a little bit about the upcoming event here in Vancouver? What we got planned? We've got TED Talk one day, a bunch of people.
Yes. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, guys. So essentially, what do we have is one day at UBC, University of British Columbia, in downtown Vancouver. It's a very nice, small little campus. So this auditorium, we're going to have the 13 presentation from the Dean of Applied Science of the Dean of Sauder School of Business at UBC is one of our speakers. It goes all the way up to, we have all sorts of people, like from from military. We have people that the theme is talk about mental resilience and peak performance. And the way that it works is that you're always on the top and then you fall down and then you have to come back up. So we try to tell you a story on that. So we have a really good roster of speakers, from athletes, from professional athletes. It's the captain of U.S. captain of national soccer in Olympic. All the way to, we have one of my friends, really good friends, that he's a gay Egyptian, and he wants to talk about how to come up as a gay in a very conservative society like Egypt, and what he's been through to become the person who he is now. I think it's a really good friend of mine, so that would be a very interesting thing. So that's one day, and then after that we're gonna do a reception, drinks, and then the next day, actually the same day, we're gonna go all the way to a gala dinner. So we have also a very nice invited speaker, a paid speaker who wants to come and talk about the mental resilience at the dinner and the gala. And then after that, this is all Saturday, and after that, I actually booked the Mansion nightclub for ourselves. So we go in there. I have 3 of my favorite DJs are coming, and we party, because Paris is a party animal and he wanted this. So I respect Paris. See you in the chat room. Hopefully you can hear that. Yeah, but so Paris said we want party. We are like, okay, we'll get you the nightclub. It's actually a very nice nightclub, man, and very nice. I throw my party for 7 Summits there, and you're talking about all Saturday, sorry, and then Sunday was again full day of together. From UBC, that we do the TED Talks, and then after reception, and then dinner together, and then party. And the nightclub closes at 3. So hopefully nobody goes into the after party. Nobody goes to another people's rooms. Just show up sharp at 10 a.m. for our main conference on Sunday. So we do our Sunday. We have speakers and more technical presentations. So you got to be sober up. Again, the food is also included. And then we go until to Monday morning, which is a live trading together. And after live trading, I'm going to have a couple of other speakers and finish it on Monday at 1 p.m. So you can fly in on Friday and then fly out on Monday afternoon. The hotel is discounted rate, guys, and love that. Just book it in there if you want. If not, anything nearby, I live there, the office there, everything is in nearby, just walking distance. There are cheaper hotels as well too. But Paradox is pretty good, I think, for the rates that you're getting. And some people actually stayed and going to go to Whistler for skiing. I think a bunch of team. I might go, I might not go after that. And so this. I might actually join them too, depending on how much work I have. It's usually a lot of work for this. I can't commit by now, but I might go drive the Lambo to the Whistler. It's actually Whistler very, very nice in that time.
Yeah.
So I do love actually you guys to join us. We are spending a lot of time and energy on it, and I didn't need to. Honestly, we didn't need to do the TED in there, but it's just wanted to make it better and just improve our. The quality of our
presentations and
our
conference.
Quality of our events. That's the whole thing. It cost me a lot of money. Like honestly, this TEDx, like the license by itself was $25,000. I think the production team is probably going to charge me $10,000 for the charging, and then obviously there are additional food and everything. So yeah, it is. And speakers. The speakers that I'm bringing, so I'm covering cost of hotel and stuff. Now that I'm thinking it, I think, man, why did I do that? Let's cancel it, man. It's so much money.
Yeah. What the hell am I doing?
Now that I'm thinking
we didn't do it because of.
Now I'm thinking of this. It does so much cost the ocean. No, I'm just kidding. But so that would be nice. And your support, guys, is very important for me. So, I'd like to have 200 people. It's. We can do it with less than that, but it's nice that we get that. And everybody in the team is coming as well. So, and that's another thing is that. So guys, cool. If you haven't purchased it yet, go purchase it. Please support our event. I think we need to do that. All right, so it's at 8. Let's see other people. Do we have other people, Brent?
Yeah, I have Abby standing by.
Good deal.
And here's Phil too.
Oh, Paris is not here. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What are you doing, brother?
Hey, how are you, Andrew? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Where are you? You're in the basement, attic, or somewhere? It's a nice room.
Oh yeah. No, thanks. It's in my small office here. I live right next to a ski resort in a little chalet-looking house, so it's very cold and
awesome.
A lot of snow out there. It's been some good snowboarding recently.
Right on.
So I'm going to hand it over to you guys. I had a really, really good day, and I might actually do a recap later and post it. But Avi, how are you doing, buddy? Looking forward to see you soon in in Vancouver.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing Avi and Phil. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it to you as well. Talk to you all later. Cheers.
Awesome. See you, Brian.
Yeah. See you.
Avi, how you doing? No? There? I don't know if I can hear Avi.
No, stand by.
Oh, there we go.
There we
Sorry,
go.
my mic was on mute. There we go.
There you
You hear
go.
me now? Yeah. Cool. How you doing today?
Good. Good. Yeah, good day. A lot of good short setups this morning. How about you?
Yeah, I just got into my first trade about 30 seconds ago. So, yes.
Nice.
Lots of setups for
Nice.
sure. And
Yeah.
I didn't get my lot of movement. I didn't get a setup until right now. So, here we go. Let's have some fun with
Cool.
this, eh?
Cool.
So
Yeah.
what'd you do?
And you're in. Yeah. So for me, I was looking at Nvidia this morning. A lot of weakness and some trend line breaks. Nvidia was, I can't really. I don't think I can share my screen, but Nvidia was opening up below a major trend line that I had drawn on the daily chart. So I'm always looking for, some selling pressure, especially at the open when that's the case. And we got that today for sure. So I took had two like 4 or 5 hour trades on Nvidia. And then, I tried it when it got a little choppy, a little bit later on in the morning session. I jumped in for another 2 entries and, just didn't quite nail the entries, but, ended up at like a 5 hour day on Nvidia. But yeah, I was watching AMD was also a great short this morning. Apple was a great short. I had all those on my list. So how about you? Are you in Apple right now or?
No, I'm involved in Amazon and AMD going down. But yeah, man, that's cool you caught those early moves, man. They were fast and big.
Right.
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
for
nice.
now,
Yeah,
yeah.
the book map was pretty obvious on those. Thor recently, was mentioned. I learned so much from just watching Thor's hour. On his daily hour on whatever days he does it. But just the imbalance, the order book imbalance, and the volume imbalance. It's like that up in the right hand corner on my book map, and I think on most book map setups. Thor was pointing out some pointers on that, and that's really it's basically like a summary of the imbalance in the market. So instead of you having to look and see physically that there are orders below or above price, it kind of just summarizes it in the upper right hand corner for you. So I've really been liking just watching that. It's kind of like a good at a glance, it's like, okay, where are things at, instead of having to actually, zoom in, zoom out to look for liquidity in one direction. So
nice.
so I've been
Yeah,
digging
you're able
that.
to use that really effectively, huh? You got it where it's not overwhelming. I think that's what people struggle with mostly, because Bookmap's got a lot in it, and then you got to really work through it to set it up so it, the information you need, you can just pop it up at you when you need it, rather than getting lost in all the rainbows,
Right.
So, cool.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
So yeah, what were you looking at this morning?
Just all the usual ones, all the tech stuff, everything that moved, but
Right.
yeah, nothing set up for me. Geez, but the setups I like to look for, they're really precise. And today I was just kicking myself because I missed a whole lot of great moves if I was just a little bit, if I bent my rules a bit. But I did not, thankfully, because that would be a bad trade. And here we are now. Just beginning my day. But I mean, you can see it here just on what I like to look at. Candlestick patterns, Apple, pretty nice. Reverse ABCD pattern going down, no big deal. You had, what was it? Can't remember. I saw something. Oh, yeah, Microsoft was something I was very curious about. Again, look at that reverse ABCD patterns going down. I mean, these are simple patterns, and I used to
Right.
trade these not long ago, but now I've just refined my trade book a bit. So that meant today was a day of patience until right now, until I could unmute the mic and finally get on a trade. But the one I'm liking so far is Amazon. This one's cool. It's broken down the levels. I had these levels around this 218.50 area. What I saw is a breakdown, come back, retest the zone, and as it's coming back down through it, that's where I'm in. And if I'm wrong, no big deal. You get a stop out, and that's why you have stops. But
Right.
yeah, man, seriously opportunistic market. I mean, it's pretty cool. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Amazon. I'm looking at that right now. That wasn't on my radar this morning, but yeah, it looks great on the daily chart.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And it's cool. You're using
what?
Bookmap, and
Yeah.
you're using so many indicators, and that's great. And it's a different style. Like what I'm doing is just levels and candlesticks. There isn't even the volume bars on my chart. So
I
again,
know. Yeah, we
totally.
talked about that in
Yeah.
Colombia. You were mentioning that, and I was looking at your charts there, and there's something beautiful about just the simplicity of it. You're just looking at candlesticks. You don't even have volume anymore, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not there anymore. I don't need
Yeah.
to use it.
Yeah.
But
No,
again, there's no right and
that's
wrong
awesome.
way, Everyone gets stuck into a particular indicator or tries to use all indicators that everyone mentions, and then a lot of people get lost. So I think what's really cool is if you find an indicator is confusing you, well, remove it. If you find an indicator is actually giving you confidence and confirmation on positions and trades, then keep those. I think that's the real
Right.
lesson. Once I figured that out, my trading improved a lot. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a philosophy behind that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, there's a lot there for sure. Yeah. The one thing that was really cool in Colombia, just chatting with the different mods and all the different traders from the community that were there is, everyone has a slightly different style, and it's about finding something that works for you. We all have different psychology, we have different strengths and weaknesses, when it comes to trading. So it's really cool. It's like everyone has their own sort of like trading fingerprint. Once you get things figured out, it's great. One big thing that Avi I've really taken from our conversation, and I've mentioned this on the mic before, is your bracket orders. So before I would be entering a trade, have typical entries, trend line breaks, consolidation breaks are what I really like. But I wouldn't have profit orders to the upside, so it was kind of on me to manage my emotions and wait for like that all out. I was going all out typically at like 4R, so 4 times my risk. And there were, because I was involved in that, there were times where, I could screw up, I could say, oh, I think this is going to go further. So I'm going to go out half here and then wait. And, sometimes that would work, sometimes it wouldn't. But basically, what I love about the upper profit orders that you're using and that you talked about are, you just have to choose your entry at that point, and then it takes all of the guesswork and all of your own, emotional responses out of the situation. So now I just have to choose the best entry. I enter, and if I get stopped out, who cares? But in a lot of cases, I'm hitting that. The way I have it set up now is I go 80% out at 5R. So that gives me close to 4R on the trade right there. And then I have 10% of my order set at 7R. So there's a profit order up there, and then another 10% at 10R. And I'm finding, in a lot of cases, I get that when a trade goes in my direction, I'm getting that full run. Or I'm getting, the 80% out and then maybe the 7R 10%, and then, just stopped out on the remaining 10%. But when you take yourself out of the equation like that and you just fully automate it and you're just choosing your entry and then whatever happens, that's doing wonders for my profitability. And, on a lot of these trades, instead of going all out at 4R, I'm in it for a little longer, but I'm getting 6-7R out of it. So that was a game changer for me. And I have you to thank for that.
Yeah, awesome, man. I'm grateful to hear that. Good job on sticking to it, and makes everything easier, right? Trade management easier, and just coming out of just a conversation of, while we're sitting and waiting for the meal or whatever it may be. And that's the beauty of these meetups. And when we're together, it's not just necessarily we're trading or we're presenting stuff to each other, but it's just these side conversations. There's tremendous amount of value in all of that. Just interacting with people over a few days. And, we had that in Colombia. We're going to have that again in Vancouver very shortly, very soon. This is exciting. So, definitely worth going to it. And this is for all you guys here on YouTube. Like, if you're not there, you're missing it, really. And just like Phil was talking about, my trading tremendously improved also after attending these meetups. The first one I went to was San Diego. That was 3 years ago now. And since then, my trading has improved a lot. Like, just going to that first one, and I haven't missed one since. This will be the second time I'll be going to Vancouver. And we did New York, we did San Diego, we did Colombia recently. We've had other smaller ones on the side. And again, it's not just you're going to absorb a lot of information from all the speakers, which we have plenty of that, but just come and hang out and have a cup of coffee, or later on have a beer, and we'll have a chat about whatever's on your mind. And you never know where these conversations go, what you're going to take out of it, and then you're going to walk away with it, and you'll expand your trading. I know mine has had that impact, and now Phil as well. So just to bring this example to everyone listening, seriously, show up. It's a different world when you show up in person than what we do online. Online's good because we can do it. We're lucky to have this facility. But seriously, show up in Vancouver. I mean, I'm trying to go halfway around the world just to show up. So if you're not coming, I don't know what you're doing. Okay. Make it happen.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with that more. And I didn't, until Colombia, I didn't really realize how much you can actually get out of these meetups. Colombia was my first, experience meeting everybody. I was trying to make the New York City one a few months before that, but something came up in life and I couldn't get down there. But no, it really is incredible just to be surrounded by like-minded people. We're all doing our thing. We're all doing it a little differently. We all have something to bring to a conversation. You make lifelong friends too. I'm staying in touch with a lot of these folks, and it's in daily life. It's you don't run across people all the time who are as passionate about trading as you are. You kind of get that glazed eye look from friends and family after you've been spouting off about trading and how this exciting new indicator or book map or something. The average person isn't as excited about it as you are. But you get to these meetups and everyone has that same level of excitement and passion, and there's just so much to learn. So yeah, I highly recommend it. If you're on the fence about coming to Vancouver, just buy that ticket, get over there. It'll change your life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely awesome. And a whole bunch of us are trying to go snowboarding too right after. So hey, there's another thing.
That's right.
Just to add on to that. I'll make it to that. That'll be that's fun. I'm not gonna go halfway around the world just for 3 days. I'll stay a whole week. So I'll probably show up 2 days early and stay a few days extra. So I'll be gone. I'll be there 10 days or something. So if I want to make it after, it's worth it, man. It's totally worth it. Really fun.
Yeah. Well, Whistler's supposed to be, one of the best resorts in the entire world. I think it is the largest ski resort in North America. I'm not sure if that counts in combination with Blackcomb Mountain, which is like right across the valley. But still, it's huge. I'm doing my homework on it right now. I think they have North America's largest run, which is 7 miles. So it just blows my mind. Here, the ski mountain right next to me here in New York is like, the longest run, you're maybe on it for like 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Like, I can't imagine 7 miles of boarding. Got to take a couple breaks along the way.
Yeah, oh man, I'm gonna pack lunch and everything.
Yeah,
7 miles.
yeah.
Wow.
So look at Apple. So Apple really is giving it up right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. It's been teasing me all day. Even now, I was thinking to get into it, but it's not quite there for me. But yeah, man, this is great. What
Yeah.
a great move. Again, reverse ABCD patterns, the easy one to start with for everyone in the first couple of years, just ABCD patterns, especially on a 5-minute chart. Really simple. Can't go wrong with it. And you're in business and you see them every day. I mean, I see them every day.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Apple
with from my style perspective, Apple, I was looking at the previous 2 days in Apple, and kind of smallish range, small candle bodies, and then this morning, with the jobs news on spot, just overall, Apple was gapped down, below the lows of the previous day, and for those cam traders out there, it was below S4. So that was on my watch. I was looking at Nvidia in the morning, and that was the real grab, as Paris would say. I'm filling in for him, so I have to say the grab you by the face trade. But Nvidia was the grab you by the face trade for me. But at the same time, the other 3 stocks on my watch list, that I was looking for shorts on, Apple and AMD, also went off. So it's a good day.
Nice. Yeah, it's great, man. Awesome day. And I'm in these shorts right now on Amazon and AMD, and they're slowly going in my favor. So already pretty much risk-free. But yeah, fun. Wait for your setups and you catch awesome moves. You're doing it right.
Yep. Yeah, and Abhi, just so you're looking at these levels from it's like on the daily charts. Is it 60-minute charts as well, or?
No, it's just daily. I just go to the daily, and my daily chart is blank, empty, and I just draw lines wherever I see support or resistance. Ideally, in recent times, like previous days, highs and lows are the easy ones. Then you can see on this Nvidia chart very recently, this area, what is it, about 134 or so, 134.70 or so, right there. You can see every time it got there, just kept bouncing very recently. So what's likely to happen today if it goes there? Well, something's going to happen. We know it's been support. It could possibly be support again, but all we know is that something's going to happen. So that was an important level on today. And then sure enough, it got there, and look what happened. It just went up from there. So that's it. I'm just planning the trades that way, as in just wait for them to hit a level and then see what it does. Either it bounces or it goes through it, or it just gets stuck and stays there all day. It's 3 possibilities. So that's all there is, really.
Yeah. Just key levels, where things have happened in the past, and then just watching what's happening as price approaches those. That's trading in a nutshell, actually.
That's it. Yep. We got a few questions here. You guys want to know about Amazon and AMD? All right, let's go with AMD real quick. So AMD, one of these levels I have is 115.8, and up here, of course, 116.50. So what I'm seeing is the price action broke down, and finally coming back into these levels, I'm thinking about a retest. A retest happened here at 116.50. So retest is it goes and it rejects the level. But again, there's a fair bit of bullish action when it's retesting, so I'm not interested. But this first candle, if you can see it here, the 1055 5-minute candle, that was the first bearish candle. After that, I'm confirmed on the retest, as in the setup exists. It's ready to go. The next thing I'm looking for is the confirmation to take that entry, which is the new low. So the next candle makes a new 5-minute low. That's my entry, which was now, what, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. And the stop was above the level. I'm just trailing it now as the price goes down. So that's it. This trade is just a retest of a breakout at a level that I like. And that's it. Now I'm just going to follow the price down and stay in it as long as it's bearish. And that's all I'm doing, really. Amazon, I'm doing the same thing, literally. So again, pushed down and came back up into these levels I like, around 218.50. Pushed through, but came right back in. Now I'm thinking, okay, it's retesting this whole 219 area. So let it retest. Once it really, we had 2 pretty solid bearish candles, and it dropped this 218.34 level I had. The new low on that candle was the entry. I think it was right about there. Again, about 15, 20 minutes ago. both of these are now nicely in my favor, and that's it. Just trailing the price. So both trades are just breakout retests of breakouts. So nice and slow, easy pattern. Again, I like to make it simple. I don't want to have to manage it too much. So once you put it on, put the orders in, and just let it go. My strategy is just to manage the trade is to just trail the price. So every 5-minute candle that closes, then I bring my exit in tighter. That's all there is. Fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
We got a question on Apple. I did not trade Apple. I didn't, yeah, you know what? Let me look at Apple. I think that might have been an opportunity missed. If you look at Apple on the first 5-minute candle, breakout, retest, and I didn't take. You see the bearish candle, the 9:45 5-minute candle. Looking back on it now, that was the confirmation of the retest complete. Then the new low would have been the entry on the 5-minute chart, and I would have been in it still probably. Or well, I probably would have taken it off at the new 5-minute high at 10:20. Well, that would have been that trade. Anyways, didn't happen. And that's that. But yeah, an opportunity missed.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
catch everything.
Yeah, you can't, and it's no use stressing out about missing these opportunities because the market just offers so many of them on a daily basis. So
Oh, yes.
when I was a younger trader, you'd get FOMO on trades that you missed, but really it's you don't want to take late entries. Things just have to line up to your entry criteria and your rules, and it's just there's just always opportunity out there, and you just kind of got to look at it like that. It's not like, oh shoot, like should I jump in on this one? I'm a little late, but it's just no. It's trading's about being relaxed and not sweating the missed opportunities.
Yep, absolutely. You got to sit out, man. I sat out for an hour and a half today, and I felt like forever while there were massive moves and everyone's making money and losing money. I'm still sitting there like, maybe I should just quit today and abandon everyone and just go. You have that feeling, but that's when you're doing it right. That's really
Right.
when it's working out for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'll exit now. I'm exiting this AMD position. It's making a new 5-minute high. There you go. Done with that. And Amazon as well, same thing, new 5-minute high. That one's on the way up. Okay, so I exited both these trades with a tiny stop, tiny loss, so much less than 1 hour, just because I trailed the price anyway. So cool. I like
Gotcha.
Microsoft.
So
Microsoft's on. I'm on Microsoft. Go. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry, Avi. Yeah, so you had mentioned that you're basically adjusting your stop and trailing the price with it. So if and your exit criteria is what a new 5-minute high or low, opposite the direction of your trade.
I want to stay with it as long as it's going in my direction, and I want to survive the pullback. So what I'm really looking for are pullbacks, and I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. So if you look at this Amazon chart I've got right now, let's say you're in this move somehow, you get into it, and the first time it does a genuine pullback is this white candle at 11:05. But that candle closes, you can't say that was a pullback. It could still be a reversal. It could be, you don't know anything yet. But the next candle, that goes down, it's bearish. And especially once that closes, you can see these two candles right here. That was a pullback. It's in a trend going short. It pulls up. So that's the pullback and then continues down. So the exit is right above that pullback. And as long as it keeps going and keeps making pullbacks, you just keep trailing the pullbacks is what I like to do. And if it makes a new, a deeper pullback, the new high, that's where I'll exit. And that was the exit just now, just a minute ago. So it's not exactly a 5-minute high. Sometimes I do use a plain 5-minute high. Based on if I'm filling massive candles, that would make sense. But in this case, I'm just trailing the pullback, and yep, it got me. It got me just a little worse than break even, So no, not much at all. Not a big deal. And same thing on AMD just now. So that's that. But yeah, that helps me I found that doing this kind of trade management strategy, my losers are cut in half, as in half the dollar amount lost, and my winners are twice as big. So I'm happy to do it. And a lot of times I'm getting more regularly, I'm getting 5 and 10 hour trades more regularly than I used to. And yeah, that's great. It's good fun. So even now I'm going to tighten it up on Microsoft. Yeah, there you go. I've already cut the risk in half. So it's half R at the moment, risk on. That's that. Nice and
Gotcha.
easy.
And Avi, are you entering most of your trades with the exact same initial risk, or do you decide like, oh, this is like a half R trade or a full R trade, or is it about the same every time?
I'm moving more and more towards it's about the same every time, which enforces another very important point. It enforces that I only take seriously good setups. I don't take half-baked setups and therefore I put half the size. No, no, no. Just stick to really good ones, be patient, wait for them, and then put it on, man. Put on the risk and let it rip.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I'm towards that more and more now. I've done the other stuff, and you know what? It's just a mental drain when you take a half-baked setup and you put half the size, and then it works or it doesn't. Either way, it's not too important because it's a small one anyway. And it's just like a mental drain, mental capital, man.
Yeah, yeah, because if it works out for you, that could have been a full R. You could have been in it with full size and it would have worked out. And you're adjusting your risk as the trade goes further and further in your favor too. So it's a great way to do it.
Yeah, that's it. So very quickly,
I'm finding.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm finding just on that that point we were talking about before of when you pull more out of a winning trade, when you get stopped out, it's way less of a big deal. Before, when I was just shooting for 4R out of a trade, if I took 2 trades after that and lost on both of them, now I'm down to 2R on the day, and you can get a little bit into that psychology of like, oh well, I was here and now I'm here, and it can sort of mess you up. But now with my average trade being about 6 to 7R, 1 or 2 losses after that, just they barely make a dent in that overall profit, versus if I was just going out at 4R. And I find in almost all situations now I'm at least getting 4R, and in probably 80% of the time, those trades that go my way, they go at least to the 7R, my 10% out at 7R, and maybe 50%, they're going all the way to the 10R mark. So it's a common adage in trading where you let your winners run and cut your losers quickly, and really I'm kind of in a discovery mode on just letting those winners run, and it does change things by quite a bit. So it's going well.
Yes, it does. That's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, really, once you figure out a trade management strategy that allows you to do that, to let your winners run and cut your losers, that's it, man. Sounds like you're getting that going. And yeah, me too. Just recently getting that, getting more focused on that. And it's great. That's how you make the money. I mean, you don't show up to break even or to lose money. You show up to really make some money. So,
right.
Let it run. Let the whole thing run. And I like the trailing stop as well, because there are no partials. I'm all in and all out on every trade.
Right.
There's no partials. So even that, makes it, when you have a winner, it's a serious 10R. It's not like partial 10R or whatever, it's all the way. So that's great, man. You gotta love this. I'm seeing some action here. We got Apple breaking down. We got Tesla as well, looking to go down. Tesla's tempting, but we're not in it. But look at this. Something's moving again at the moment. I'm in a long in Microsoft with everything else going down. What the hell? Oh, good.
Yeah, SPY is pushing down more. Yeah, that was another one. That was my, I mentioned I was watching AMD, Nvidia, Apple, and SPY, all for shorts this morning, and they all have dumped. So I got two good trades on Nvidia, but man, it was good day to be short if you're looking at some of the Mag 7 stocks.
Absolutely, great day for shorting. We got some questions here, guys. You want to follow the cursor and stuff? Yeah, that's tricky. You see what we're doing here on YouTube is sharing the live screen and stuff. And really, it's not even live. The lag on YouTube is what, 10 seconds? I don't even know what it is. And so really getting into trading. By the time I talk to you about it, you're already 20 seconds late, which in day trading is plenty. I mean, it's a significant difference. And but that's what you're going to get out of YouTube. I mean, this is YouTube, right? It's not a platform that's designed for this sort of thing. But that's why we have the chat room that we use in Bear Bull Traders, and we really are live as we say it, as we're sharing screens and cursors and all this stuff you guys are asking about here in this chat. We're doing it full on in the BBT chat room, because the software we're using, everything allows for that. It's built for day trading, for a community of day traders. So you want that stuff, that's where you'll find it. On YouTube, you get this. That's because this is what the platform allows. I can't really do anything else with it. So we can share the screen, but again, remember, you are still 20 seconds late. So don't enter a trade just because I entered it or somebody else did, because I might be exiting by the time you enter. It's late. So there's reasons for that. Make sure you guys understand that point. In the meantime, I'm curious about Amazon now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just to follow up on your point about, the value of the chat room and, the community, for those on YouTube who are, just kind of, checking this out and, wondering like, oh, should I join Bear Bull? I could not suggest it more. I would say that I probably would not have succeeded in, in this trading game without Bear Bull Trader. I can say that actually for a fact. But when you join a community like Bear Bull and it's just run so well, the mods are so knowledgeable, you get the chat room, you get to hear, live answers to questions, posed to these mods throughout the day. Obviously, the trade, they talked about different trades and what's going on in the market, live. But also, you get to go into the education center and watch past webinars, and there's just so much knowledge to be gained from it. It really is great. So if you're watching here and if you've been maybe following along on YouTube for a couple of days, just really consider getting into getting into the community, even just to try it out. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised at how much there is to learn and the value that you actually get, for very little comparatively.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same way. I'm glad I joined. I would never have figured this out myself, or
Same.
following, random people on social media or something. No way. It's a serious business.
Yeah, no.
People who are taking it seriously and putting the time and effort into it. And those are the people you want to be with. That's why we even have all these meetups and the summits and the presentations. And we even got a TED license now. Isn't that something? So, very good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. This is fun. Meanwhile, I'm seeing quite a bit of movement around a lot of things on my screen right now. I'm trying to figure out, is it worth putting risk on? Okay. So I cut that Microsoft.
Did you say you were looking at? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was going to ask about the Microsoft trade.
Yeah.
Pull it up on Bookmap here.
Yep, I'm out of that at just about break even. Didn't really want to go. I got eyes on Meta at the moment. Man, things are just kind of setting up for me right now. A good time to be here.
Nice.
So, are you done? I think you said you're done, right? You had a few good ones earlier, so you're good for the day.
Yeah. I'm really more of an open trader. My ideal day is to, I really like those volatility pushes, at the open where, if something is like gapping below, consolidate, the low or gapping up above the high of a, previous couple days or, week long consolidation zone, I like to play that initial rush of, of players either getting out or getting into the position. And, with options, which I trade, it's you really can get big, 6, 7. I mean, that's where I'm going out right now is about 6 or 7 R, but you can get big moves. But my ideal day is to catch, one or two trades just between, like 9:30 and 9:45. And a lot of cases I get my 1 or 2, and then just, it's nice to either, just hang out in the chat room and listen to the mods talk, or sometimes I go into the education center and I watch a webinar. But, I really got into trading to, just be able to, in the first maybe half an hour of a day, make what I needed to make, and then just have the whole day ahead of you, basically after that. So that's
Nice.
that's what my ideal day looks like.
That's awesome, man. Best way to do it, man.
Yeah.
You don't stress out. You
Yep.
find a way that works for you, and it provides you the freedoms you're looking for. So yeah, best thing in the world, really.
Yep. Yeah, that's the dream, man. And it takes some dedication and some discipline, and you really got to be surrounded by some knowledgeable folks, like the Bearable Traders community. And but it really can happen. Don't expect it to happen overnight either. There is a lot of screen time involved in just figuring out how stocks move and figuring out your trade book plays, but it definitely can happen. The dream is real, and you put enough blood, sweat, and tears and time, and get fast tracked by being a part of a community, and it really it does. The dream can come true.
Absolutely right. We're all here doing it, so it's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, put in the effort. Copying traders or something like that, that never works. You might get lucky a few times, but really put in the effort to figure out what works for you. What kind of styles or strategies or indicators or time frames or, what instruments even, options or stocks or futures, whatever it may be. But you're not going to be able to figure that out by not showing up or not knowing anything. You got to show up. You got to interact again with the community, with people who've been doing this for a long time. And that's how you find your way. So I was grateful, even though you're done, you just come hang out in the chat room. I do the same, and sometimes it's 1 a.m. over here by the time the market closes, and I'm sitting there chatting with people in the chat room. I should be asleep.
Yeah.
But you know what? As you were saying, lifelong friends and it's community beyond trading. It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, and there's just like all the little snippets, just whether it's Brian or Thor or Paris, sometimes there's just like the other day when I was on and Thor started talking about the the little five squares up in the right hand corner of a Bookmap template, and that for last week I think I heard it for the first time, and I heard him talk about it, and I adjusted the settings on it, and that has made it so much easier for me to I can have my entire watch list of 3 or 4 stocks up on Bookmap, and instead of having to look deeply into the heat, into the levels on each one, I can just sort of scan now this tool in the upper right hand corner that Thor talked about the other day. And if I hadn't been on just kind of sitting there absorbing the knowledge in the chat room after I was done trading for the day, but Thor came on, so I was like, hey, I'm going to stay on for a bit. And just little knowledge bits like that. There's little gems just throughout the day, just listening. So I think that will be something that probably changes my trading for the rest of my life. Just that little indicator up in the corner of Bookmap. It's been great so far.
Oh, that's awesome. Yep, you never know when some gold is coming your way just by sitting there and listening to it.
Yeah.
Same thing as showing up in the meetups and the BBT events. Same thing, show up in the chat room. Yeah, man, it's enormous. Again, I've done the same for years, since 2019. And I'm still doing it. Just sitting there listening to people and goofing off sometimes and really listening. And that's how you figure stuff out. Take some trades too along the way. But yeah, awesome. Good fun. So I've taken shorts while you're just talking on Meta, Amazon, and NVIDIA. So basically, I should just short the Qs at this point. But so these
SPYs
running for now.
Yeah, SPYs down at basically its low of day. Not quite its low of day, but very close to it. So
yeah. AMD did a very nice breakout last 5 minutes. If you guys would like to catch that, broke the level there, 115.26, near precise. You can see it. This is a level I picked up on a daily chart. Consolidated, bounced off, and it finally broke through in the last 5 minutes. So for breakout traders, there's something there. Oh, yeah. Tesla's been tempting, but it's a mess for now.
Yeah, I didn't have Tesla on my. Well, I almost always have Tesla on my watch list, and just didn't have it this morning. It wasn't opening, above or below consolidation zone. So I just wasn't expecting too much action on it. That doesn't mean that it can't occur, of course, but I really like to play the edges, and the break of the edges of consolidations, where one group of traders is being proved wrong or right, and that's where I like to see there's a lot of action that can occur in those areas.
No. And you're picking these levels on bigger time frames, right? On daily charts, is it? Or are you doing some other levels?
Yeah. 60-minute chart, daily chart. Normally it ends up being, there's really no maximum amount of time. There's definitely a minimum amount of time I like to see of a consolidation that's at least, 2 days, I would say. So like, if you had, like on Apple today, if you look at the daily chart on Apple, this morning I was watching it because it was, the last 2 days, it kind of hovered around that recent low from, 4 or 5 days ago. And, was really just sort of, there was some indecision, in those candles from the past 2 days, not a lot of range. And then this morning, we're gapped down right at the very low from yesterday. And that also coincided with, for those Camarilla traders, that was just below S4, which is like a common, breakdown, selling area. So that was a great setup. And yeah, that was just a range that it had put in over the last 2 days. But then, you kind of compare that to a few days before too, that low. And so I was looking for, then I look at Bookmap, obviously, to see if there's liquidity below. And there definitely was. Like I said, I didn't trade that one because I was doing the same type of analysis on NVIDIA, and I liked the selling volume and book structure on NVIDIA a little bit more. But it was there on Apple, AMD similarly as well. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for is areas where those folks who are just hanging on to their long positions, this morning were like, oh shoot, I need to bail. So I'm looking for situations like that.
Nice. Oh, that's really neat. Yeah, you can plan it out that way, on a bigger perspective,
Yeah.
and then take it on the daily perspective or day trading perspective. That's awesome,
Yep.
man. Find your way. Now we've got things looking strong again, oddly enough, at least on my screens. Tesla again.
Yeah,
What a
SPY.
mess. Yeah.
SPY popped up
Very-
there quite a bit.
Amazon as well. I'm looking at it. Amazon, where'd it go? There it is. Yeah. Cool. So I got out Microsoft earlier, but yeah, if I held through, it would have worked. But you cannot hold past your exit point. So I didn't survive the pullback it did in those 3 red candles. But now it looks like it'll continue that direction. Fun.
Yep. So it goes.
Yep.
Got to follow
Risk
your rules
management.
though. Yep.
Absolutely. And I still say it's early in the day. I mean, even most days, recently I've been getting my best trades after noon. So between noon and 2 p.m. or around that time frame. So I haven't even really gotten into anything yet in that sense.
Yeah.
But let's see. Big ones will come. They always come. Let's see. Tesla's really
Yeah. And
interesting.
are you finding, Avi, that the are you playing like so when you're getting into a trade later on in the day, like in the afternoon, is that you kind of give a stock time to sort of consolidate, and then are you playing like a move out of like that previous like consolidation, or what would you say, or maybe it takes that long for a stock to get to a level that you're interested in? How would you really describe that later on trades that are going your way?
I think it's just for me, it's just a matter of my strategy just takes that long to set up. These 5-minute candlestick charts, they are slow. And sometimes I need 20 of them in a sequence to actually create a pattern, which means it's already noon or something,
Right.
And that too, it has to happen at a level. So first has to get there. And then it has to form a pattern. And then I'll put risk on. So for me, the really good ones recently, at least, have been happening at that point. So it's rare that I get trades in the first half hour. Today, I didn't even get a trade in the first hour and a half. But then, when I get those that I like, that's when I put the risk on and then let it run. And the market does behave differently, and there's all of those things, but I'm not considering any of that stuff. For me, it's just purely the technical setup, which for me is just candlestick patterns at a level. And here's another thing I like that I've noticed. The candlesticks are obviously smaller later in the day compared to the early, first 30 minutes. And what I like about small candlesticks is it's easier to manage risk. You can put on a bigger size and put the stop on the other side of a 5-minute candlestick. It's not really very far away. So you have a pretty tight stop. And then you got to have the patience for it to run a full 5-minute candlestick pattern and just trail the price. And I've been able to really get some good